Hello, you're all very, very welcome here to the final of Wexford's Fittest School, and we're about to get underway. The teams are going through a warm-up and a bit of an instructional, receiving instructions from Davy there in the middle of the field at the moment. But just to briefly run down through the start list, first up will be Bunskull Loreto, and then we'll have St John of God the Fight. We will then have Sculwara Coolcots, St Ayden's Primary School in Enniscorthy, Rathangan National School, Bridgetown College, the Mercy National School and St Joseph's National School in Bree. So they'll be the last to go off. Sometime around 6:45 they'll be heading out. But at the moment we're joined by Ray Harris. Ray, we have 3 events here. We have the box jumps, we have the hang tough, and then we have the final obstacle course. So anyone who would have watched the semi-finals would be familiar with those. But just to remind anyone who's maybe new to it or who might have forgotten, first of all we'll start with the box jumps. What's the format here with the box jumps?
Yeah, the 4 players go at the one time. Essentially you count up the total steps up and down from each team, so both feet on the box and back down again means 1. You're looking at possibly a combined of over 120 steps will get you 10 seconds off your overall time. 160 will get you 20 seconds off, and if you get over the grand total of 200 you get 40 seconds off. Only one team did that the last day and they're here in the final Bree. So it's a tough challenge, and 90 seconds on the box can be very tough and take it out of you, but we are very strict as well. If both feet are not firmly on the box, the lads take away that score, so we're strict that way. And
of course, as you mentioned there, Bree were the only team to get that magical 40-second bonus on this event the first day. Obviously that 20 extra seconds that they got over all the rest of the teams, it can really help a team boost themselves up the leaderboard.
Yeah, it actually did. If you take Bree's score, they did really well on the box jumps and the hang tough, and after that they had a total of a minute off their overall time. Without that minute they probably wouldn't have made the top 8. It can make that much of a difference. It can probably be the difference between winning and losing here today as well. So while it all can hinge on the obstacle course, what the guys do on the box jumps and the hang tough can play a huge part in where they finish.
And so we'll just go through the hang tough then. Obviously we have a similar type of a format. It's where the 4 times are all added up together, but there's bonuses involved there as well.
Yeah, it sure is. So again, it's combined time, I think over 6 minutes, is it? I think
6 minutes, yeah.
6 minutes, yeah. You get 10 seconds off. Things over 9, you get the 20. And a combined total of 12, which would be 3 minutes each, you get 40 seconds off. Now, not too many managed at the last day either. It's a tough ask. No school did it, so again, it could be a huge difference if they could hang on today. It's a really good conditions. A lot of them were kind of given out to us the last day. We sanitised between the bar, and we sanitised the bars between each school, and they were kind of saying it was slippy. So today we changed tack that we're going to sanitise the hands before each time. There's a separate hand sanitizer on each box. So again, technique comes into a lot of play in this. If your arms are too wide or too narrow, it can play a huge difference in how it's going to go. So interesting to see if there's different tact today compared to the last day from these teams.
And we've moved the hang tough just below us here. They were a little bit far away for the semi-final, so we'll get a very good view of the hang tough event. So we'll be able to see the pain on the faces, I think, if they're going to be facing in towards the stand here, Ray.
Yeah, the step-ups and the hang toughs are going to be facing towards us today, towards the camera. So they have 10 supporters each, actually, to mention. So there might be a bit of noise here today. The supporters will be socially distanced, but they'll be facing their schools and cheering them on today. So hopefully that makes a difference in the times as well. And
just the final event then, obviously, Ray, is perhaps obviously the most important. If you make bags of this, your chances are really gone, I suppose. So it starts up here on our right hand side, and the first challenges are the balance beams, then we go on to the sandbags and so on.
Yeah, that's it exactly, and I think these teams here would have learned a lot from the last day and where they lost their time. Some of them were flying through, and then they get to something like the tire roll or the cargo nets, and they struggled and they lost a lot of time with it. So it would be interesting to see if they change tact for today and learn from the last day. I think the monkey bars caught a lot of teams the first day. Second day they were much better on them with the dry conditions. So yeah, going through the obstacle course here, the 5-foot wall didn't seem to be too much of or a 6-foot wall I should say, it didn't seem to be too much of an obstacle course for the guys. It's more the tire rolls to watch out for, possibly the monkey bars, and the obstacle course at the end actually caught a few teams as well. So they're the 3 ones to watch out for today.
Well, thanks very much for that overview, Ray. No doubt you'll be busy throughout the afternoon. You might call up and give us an update on how things are going after a couple of teams, 3 or 4 teams maybe, and we'll update those of you at home who are watching it. It's great to have the supporters back in, and as I said, we'll be talking to Ray and we'll be getting an update from him later on in the event. of So you've heard all the details there of today's events from Ray Harris, who's one of the main men involved in organising and coordinating things here. A good effort from all of those involved in the process. And we have all the teams are here, and they all have 10 supporters each. So we'll have a bit of noise, as Ray said, and we'll have plenty of cheering on, and no doubt we'll see plenty of fine performances as well. So, as I said, if you're just joining us, Bunskull Loretto will be first followed by St John of God the Fight, Scullwara Coolcott, St Ayden's Primary School National School, Bridgetown College, Mercy National School, and St Joseph's National School in Bree. And a big thanks as well, of course, to our sponsors, Fresh Today, Eason's, EMS Printing Solutions, and MJ Rec. So very, very, and O'Neill's, of course, as well, who sponsored gear for all of the teams involved here, and the €5,000 worth of O'Neill's gear as the first prize for this event. So plenty on the line here. Teams are practicing, and we'll be ready to go shortly here. And we have County Chairman Micheál Martin. Micheál, are you looking forward to today's final?
Yeah, there's a great buzz around, Peter. It's great to get here. Obviously, there was great excitement the last day. It's nice to have a nice sunny evening, and every school has a few supporters with them this evening, which adds to the buzz. You can kind of feel the excitement. It's a bit like a big match day.
Yeah, and it is really great that the schools can at least get something to support for the final. There was a bit of I suppose maybe a little bit of disappointment that we couldn't have anyone in for the semi-finals, but it's great to have some in here for the final.
Yeah, and it was the same last Saturday. We played Dublin last Saturday. It was 200. I'd love to see a few more. I think we can take 20,000 in here. I'd love to see maybe somewhere between 500 and 1,000, but that's maybe another day's debate, Peter.
And we have the same events as the last day, but we have the hang tough is going to be a little bit more close to us here, and we have the box jumps here moved out onto the grass as well. But overall, teams should be familiar with the challenges and should have learned a lot, I suppose.
Yeah, they seem to be really buzzing. They're getting no help from Davy today, so there's going to be stricter penalties, I think, today as well. So it's going to be. Listen, I think I hope it's an enjoyable event, and like there's lots of children watching their teachers. And there's lots of parents and whatever else. And sure, that was the whole intent of this, Peter, was to create a buzz around school communities and in staff rooms. And I think that's happened. And then obviously it was a part of it was supporting a coaching setup that we have in Wexford. And I'd like to thank I suppose everyone has been involved. A good lesson for any of the kids watching in particular. Not only do their teachers have to work as a team, but to put this event together, we have. There's probably about 20, including yourself and Lara behind the camera there, just people that are making the event enjoyable for everyone. There was people here this morning, I'm led to believe, from 11 o'clock putting stuff together. The coaches are here to help out. So it's a team event to put it together, and then obviously the teams it'll be the fittest team, but the team that works together will be the team that'll win here this evening. And
just to mention then what the prizes are, or what the teams are all fighting out for.
Yeah, and to thank our sponsors, we've MJ Rec, Fresh Today, we have EMS copiers and Eason's, and then we have O'Neill's as well. So there's a 5,000 worth of voucher for the school. There's a trophy as well that'll be going to some school tomorrow morning, and as I say, 5,000 euro worth of a voucher of O'Neill's. We also have a voucher for every school that participated, and we'll do a draw tonight and announce it tomorrow, a draw for 500 euro for Eason's. So big event and something. Listen, lots of questions about whether we'll be back here again next year. Two things I'd say. One, hopefully yes, and something we'd love to do and we'll explore is something for maybe particularly primary school children, but maybe both. We might try and run some sort of event that would involve kids, because it's promoted healthy exercise, it's promoted school communities, so I think we've probably landed on something that people can get excited about and promotes all the good things about school communities.
And finally then, for anyone tuning in, what time roughly do we expect we'll be able to announce the winners, do you think, Micheál?
Hopefully we're about 10 minutes. First team should be starting now in the next probably 2 minutes, so sometime around 6:30, 20 to 7 we think we'll have our winner.
So you've heard it all there from County Chairman Micheál Martin. We'll be able to touch base with him later on, maybe in the afternoon as it goes, as the the teams progress here, as they're all just down preparing and getting ready and warming up. And MJ Rec, one of the sponsors of today's event, joins us now. MJ, what was it that motivated you to get involved with supporting this event?
Sure, I suppose been involved in hurling and with doing a lot of work in the schools and all. So look, it's like nice to give something back to it anyway. When you're involved in the schools, are very good to me. Doing work and all the contract work for the schools over Wexford and over the south east really. So look, it's something to give back to, and it's a bit of fun anyway, isn't it?
It certainly is. And just briefly, just an overview of your business. How long are you in business, and what do you do for anyone who doesn't know?
We're in the flooring business, so that would be covering carpet, timber flooring and contract flooring. So started in '96 when we won Ireland actually. So well, I was a fitter up to then, but I'm still fitting. But opened the shop then in '97, and sure sort of took off from that really, Peter. So it must be 26 years, 7 years now, is it? Something like that, yeah.
And
doesn't count.
And you're based in Aldgate, of course.
Based in Aldgate, yeah. We have a retail park there. There's a creche in there as well. With 100 kids going in there as well. So I know it's good. I can't complain now. Business is good, thank God. You know.
Well, good stuff, MJ. I was going to ask you. There's no Aldgate team in it, but have you any favourites that you want to win, or that you'll be cheering on here today, or are you just looking for a good event?
No, just looking. Hope everyone enjoyed themselves, and sure, look at. I'm always in it to win it, Peter, but look at. I'm after doing work in a lot of schools, so I can't pick one of them really.
You don't want to annoy any of them. So,
no.
Well, thanks very much, MJ, and I'm sure your support is very much appreciated by everyone involved.
Not about it. Thanks, Peter.
And just as the teams are continuing their warm-up, we're joined by Ayden from EMS. Ayden, first of all, what was the motivation behind supporting this Wexford's Fittest Schools event?
Represent EMS. We have a great representation in the schools of Wexford. EMS themselves are very involved with schools all over the country, but they've developed the Wexford branch now with a new office in the Gorey area, and as part of that development we'd like to be seen to be involved with the schools. We've always had great pleasure, great success with the schools and serving their needs through the years. We're there a long time now with schools all over the country, as I've said, and delighted to be here on this prestigious occasion.
And Ian, for anyone who isn't familiar then with EMS and what you do, would you just give a brief overview of what you actually do?
Sure. The company themselves are, as you can see, established many years now, and we started off in a small way with photocopiers, printers, that kind of thing, and we've supplied services to the schools, other small businesses, and we've developed over the years primarily office equipment, that kind of thing, and that's where we are and what we do, what we specialise in.
So that'd be right across County Wexford in various different schools then?
Right across County Wexford. I think last count we had 40 schools in County Wexford, secondary and junior, and myself and my colleague who are based in the Wexford area, EMS and our Wisdom, have seen the good work that can be had down here, and we've come down to represent EMS based in Gorey. New office there. We have a lead there, Mark Leaney, who looks after all our needs and is very happy to talk to all schools with regard to what they need going forward in the photocopying and printing industry.
Well, Ian, thanks very much for taking the time to have a word with us.
And very
thanks
good. On
very
behalf
much
of myself, EMS, and John Cahill, our Managing Director, who couldn't be with us today, he sends his apologies. He had a prior arrangement that he couldn't get out of. So on behalf of us, we wish you every success going forward and be absolutely delighted to be involved in this wonderful event.
Brilliant, Ian. Thanks very much, Ian.
You're very welcome.
Take care.
Okay, bye.
And as we can see now, we have our first team, Bunskull Loreto, taking on the box jump challenge here below us, and the crowd are getting in behind it. Everyone has their eyes focused on him. Kevin Nimmo, Brendan Travers, Lorna Cushion, Emer O'Shea. They're jumping down onto the grass today rather than down onto the concrete. Will it make any difference to the numbers of box jumps they can get in? The legs are beginning to get a little bit tired and time is up. Great support here in Chadwick's Wexford Park. So that's the first team have finished their first event. They will move on to do the hang tough now in a few minutes. It'll probably be 5 or 6 or 7 minutes before we have the hang tough from Loreto, but very well done to Loreto. So Bunskull Loreto, they're on their way. So 189 is the total of number of box jumps that Bunskull Loreto managed there. So safely in the 20-second bonus territory. So similar, I think, than the number they did in their first round. So a good start, a good solid start for Bunskull Loreto there with the 20-second bonus. So Bunskull Loreto are just preparing now to do their hang tough below us here. That event has been brought much closer to the camera so we can see the pain and anguish on their faces as they get to the end stages of the hanging tough. Some of the teams have chalk and some of the teams have no chalk and they're away. So we'll watch them now and concentrate on the 4 members of the Bunskull Loreto team: Emer O'Shea, Lorna Cush, Brendan Travers and Kevin Nimmo. All members still going strongly here. Brendan Travers just rearranging his grip but still hanging tough. Very good effort here by Bunskull Loreto. There's a bit of pain beginning to form on Kevin Nimmo's face there, I think, maybe, but he's still going. And 1 down, 3 to go still. And Kevin is gone as well, so 2 still going for Bunskull Loreto. Brendan Travers looks comfortable. He's able to nod and smile at the crowd. And he's the last one standing now for Bunskull Loreto. So Emer, Lorna and Kevin are gone, but Brendan Travers is still going. Just rearranging the grip. How much longer can he go? And that's it for Bunskull Loreto. So an excellent effort there. And Bunskull Loreto have completed their first 2 tasks. They'll have a little bit of rest now before they take on the obstacle course in a few moments. So an excellent start to things for Bunskull Loreto.
In Wexford, been very well supported by Wexford schools, and we felt last year was our 10-year anniversary as a company, and we felt it was time to give something back to the local community, to local GAA. We've been a corporate sponsor of Wexford GAA for the last 5 years, and as soon as Micheál Martin rang me and told me about this project that Wexford GAA were running, we felt this was definitely something we wanted to be interested in, and we're delighted to be here and delighted to be part of the occasion.
And how did the business start then, Brian? Was it your own idea? Was it your own initiative, or what was the story?
Yes, myself and my business partner Ray Angle, 2 local Wexford men. We started the business in 2010. We had 8 schools at the time, and since then we've grown the business nationally. We've over 200 schools across the country right now, and year on year we've grown the business, but it all started here in County Wexford with County Wexford schools and County Wexford local business.
So we're just watching St. John of God of the Fight here taking part. Brian, is it something you wish you were taking part in yourself?
15 or 20 years ago, definitely. I think that day has long passed, unfortunately.
So Brian, thanks very much. Sorry, the final question I meant to ask you is it just school meals you do, or are there other aspects of the business as well?
Yeah, just school meals. It's our core business. We started off by doing cold lunches in 2010, and since then the scheme has been expanded to provide hot meals, which we're in the process of rolling out nationwide. A number of schools in Wexford lately have started the hot meal scheme. It's been a huge success, a massive success, going down really well with schools and the kids, and that's the future of school lunches, going to be hot school meals.
Well, very good. Thanks very much, Brian.
Thanks very much.
Hopefully we managed to hear all of that over the noise the Bunskull Loretto or the
Great supporters here.
the fabulous supporters in the fight are making. So that's Brian McGee, Managing Director of Fresh Today. As we're watching the 4 members of St. John of God the fight, Shauna Murphy, Larkin French, Conor Donegan and Deirdre Murphy taking on their box jumps. And that's it for St. John of God in the fight. That's it. So an excellent effort there all round on the box jumps. The Bunskull Loretto team are getting their obstacle course instructions from Davy. We'll be seeing them take on the challenge now shortly. And they're off here, the Bunskull Loretto team. The first thing is the balance beam. They have to get their foot right at the end of the beam. If they don't manage to cross it 3 times, there's a penalty. But they're all safely over the first. And all safely over the second. The sandbags are next. And an excellent effort on the sandbags there. They have to make it to the wall now. And 3 members all safely over. Brendan, Emer and Lorna, and Kevin is safely over as well. The next thing now is the log. They're just preparing to take on their hang tough, as the log has been negotiated well by the Bunskull Loretto side. They have to sprint to the far end here in Chadwick's Wexford Park and then turn to push the tyres in and out between the cones. The next team who'll be starting their events will be Scullwurra in Coolcots. They'll be the next on the box jumps, but not for a few minutes yet, as we're watching Bunskull Loretto. They have to get these tyres rolling and they have to be slalomed in and out between the cones. It's all about getting into a good understanding between the 2 teammates on each tyre. One does the rolling and the other does the steering with their shoulder. And a 180-degree turn now at the end as St. John of God in the Fife just begin their hang tough. So as Bunskull Loretto continue to negotiate the tyres, we'll go over and we'll watch some of the hang tough here from St. John of God in the Fife. Four members of the team: Shauna Murphy, Larkin French, Conor Donegan and Deirdre Murphy. The 4 are still going strong, and Loretto have managed to negotiate the tyres. They're tackling the net now, as the 4 here from St. John of God in the Fife are all hanging tough still. Can a team reach that magical 12 minutes? As we are watching Bunskull Loretto, good teamwork here through the net. We can see there one of the members holding up the middle of the net for the others. And we still have the 4 going strong here on the hang tough from St. John of God, the fight. This is a really great effort so far by the 4 members of that team. And Shauna Murphy has dropped, but we have 3 others still going. An excellent effort there. Bunskull Loreto are just about to tackle the monkey bars. We might just focus on them for a moment maybe. As Larkin French just drops here on the hang tough. So 2 still going for St. John of God in the fight on the hang tough as you're watching Bunskull Loreto taking on the monkey bars. They have to get a hand on that last bar or they have to go back again. 2 still going. On 2 still, and that's 4 through without penalties there for Bunskull Loreto, and we have 2 still going on the hang tough here for St. John of God in the fight. We can already see how competitive this event is going to be. Conor Donegan and Deirdre Murphy still hanging tough here for Bunskull Loreto. Deirdre is swinging a bit and Con is almost steady, but there are more than one way of being successful at this event, and Conor Donegan is the last man left now for St. John of God in the fight as Bunskull Loreto are trying to negotiate the inflatable. Con just adjusts his right hand there, but it's still going. And that's it for Conor Donegan as we have 1 Loreto member through the inflatable at the far side. I think it's Lorna Cush, followed by Brendan Travers, followed by Emer O'Shea and Kevin Nimmo with the sprint to the line, and that's the end of the adventure in Wexford's Fittest School for Bunskull Loreto at the far side. They really have put in a fantastic performance early on here. At the moment we've just seen now Skulwira Coolcots who are starting their event with the box jumps. So Bunskull Loreto have really set a good target to be aimed at now by all the other 7 teams in this event. So Skulwira Coolcots, can they match them? The 4 members of this team are Damien O'Donovan, Matthew Cody, Emer Hoare and Michelle Whelan. Halfway there, so 45 seconds they have left to do as many of these box jumps. The difference between this and the previous round, in the previous round they were landing down on the harder surface. Today they're landing down on the grass. Will that make any difference? We see all the teams lined out in their O'Neill sponsored gear, decked in the colours of the school. Good effort here so far by Skulwira Coolcots. Damien O'Donovan at the far side and Matthew Cody at this side, and Emer Hoare and Michelle Whelan in the middle. And that's it for Skulwira Coolcots on the box jumps. So they've completed their first event. They hang tough next, and currently St. John of God in the fight are just getting their final instructions before they take on the obstacle course. So we'll go over to them. They'll be the next team to start an event here in Chadwick's Wexford Park in the final of Wexford's Fittest School. We've seen already Bunskull Loreto finish the event. We'll try and get a word with them in a few moments. They might even talk us through the events as they're going here for a moment or two, but they're being clapped in here. An excellent effort by Bunskull Loreto. As we're almost ready to get going on the obstacle course for St. John of God in the fight. Plenty of vociferous support here in the crowd. All decked out in their school colours. Or the Loreto supporters, maybe. I think I might have been wrong. I should have known by the colours they were wearing, but nonetheless, they're very They're very intense in their support of their team. We're watching on screen at the moment the final instructions for St. John of God in the fight. Talking tactics maybe. Davy is there. And we're almost ready to get going. This team, of course, smashed their record. I think it was 38 seconds they won the semi-finals by. And they've certainly started here with intent. Larkin French has put in a fantastic sprint to the balance beam. Good work and safely over for the first three. And the fourth is soon to follow. So this is a statement of intent for Loreto. Can they keep if they can keep this pace up the whole way around, or not for Loreto, for St. John of God, the fight. If they can keep this pace up all the way around, it'll be very, very hard to beat indeed. And a good effort overall here with the sandbags. And the four have safely navigated that. The wall is next now. Usually one person helps the other two up over. Shauna Murphy next to cross the wall. Be followed by Deirdre. And Conor Donegan will be over last then. And that's all over the wall safely. A little bit of time for the two ahead just to catch their breath. The next thing now is the log. The next team to start their events overall will be St. Ayden's Primary School in Enniscorthy. They're just going through a warm-up here at the Clonard end of Chadwick's Wexford Park as we're watching on screen the team from St. John of God. Shauna Murphy, Larkin French, Conor Donegan and Deirdre Murphy. Sculwara Coolcots will be next on the hang tough there a few moments before they'll start. And that's the log done now for St. John of God. The next thing is a sprint to the far end and turn back for the tyres. So Larkin French and Conor Donegan get the tyres rolling. Deirdre and Sean are there to help steer. It's literally getting the shoulder to the wheel here with the steering to slalom the tyre in and out between the cones. And this 180-degree turn now has been negotiated well by the team on the near side so far. Oh, there was nearly a fall of the tyre there. That could be crucial, but we're back up and going again. Sculwara Coolcots are just about to start their hang tough here below us. We'll go over to them in a moment as we're watching St. John of God negotiating the tyres. They've one more turn left and back in through the stakes there as we're going to go down now and watch Sculwara Coolcots take on the hang tough. Damien O'Donovan, Matthew Cody, Emer Hoare and Michelle Whelan. And all safely through the net. The next thing now is the tunnel as we're watching the Sculwara Coolcots team. All four are still hanging tough here. All four look to be concentrating very well. The St. John of God, the Fife team, are just on the monkey bars at the moment, so we'll just go over to them and see if they can avoid any penalties. Deirdre Murphy's out in the lead, and she's getting great support here from the crowd behind us. Shauna Murphy gets there as well. There's one has dropped for Sculwara Coolcots, but 3 are still going, and last over is Larkin French, so well negotiated there on the on the monkey bars over there. The hang tough, we have Sculwara Coolcots still going. Damien O'Donovan, Matthew Cody, and I think it's Emer Hoare. So 2 still going. Matthew has dropped, and we have Damien O'Donovan as the last man standing for Sculwara Coolcots, as over at the inflatable St. John of God in the fight are almost ready to exit it and have the sprint for the line. The first one out is Deirdre Murphy, an excellent effort, followed by Shauna, Larkin and Con. A fantastic effort there by St. John of God in the fight. They set the course record here in the qualifying event. As we go back, and Damien O'Donovan just drops there for Sculwara Coolcots. He put in an excellent individual time there. It's certainly looking like this event is going to be very, very competitive on the basis of the 3 teams we've seen in action so far. The next team that we're going to see in action will be the St. Ayden's primary school team. They'll be taking on their box jumps in a few moments. The members of that team are Mairead Furlong, Amy Stafford, Michael Doyle and Christopher Doyle. So we'll be seeing those in action in a few moments. Sculwara will move from the hang tough now, and they'll go onto their assault course in a few minutes. The St. John of God team are on their hands and knees at the finish line there after a fantastic effort. So we're watching the St. Aidan's primary school team underway. Michael Doyle, Christopher Doyle, Mairead Furlong and Amy Stafford. So it's all about getting into a good rhythm. 30 seconds gone. They have a minute left. 90 seconds in total to do as many box jumps as they can. If they get over 120, they get a 10-second bonus. If they get over 160, they get a 20-second bonus. And if they get over 200, they get a massive 40-second bonus. There was only one team that managed to do that in the qualifying round, and I don't think any team has managed to do it so far in this round here today. 30 seconds left. So the legs are beginning to get tired now. 15 seconds. We're all still going strong here in the St. Aidan's primary school team. 5 seconds. And that's it for St. Aidan's primary school in their first event. A good effort overall. We've been told to keep the suspense of who's winning and who's not. But a very good effort overall there by St. Aidan's primary school in Enniscorthy. Mairead Furlong, Amy Stafford, Michael Doyle and Christopher Doyle, as Sculwara Coolcots are just getting their instructions from Davy at the start of the assault course. There'll be another minute or two and they'll be ready to start their third event. There's 3 events in total if you're only joining us. The box jumps that we've just seen there from St. Aidan's Enniscorthy, the hang tough, and then the assault course or the obstacle course or whatever name you like to call it yourself. It involves going over balance beams, carrying sandbags, getting over a 6-foot wall, carrying a log, rolling tyres, getting under a heavy net, through a tunnel, monkey bars, and then through the inflatable at the end before a sprint to the finish line. So it's the overall time that really counts, and based on the team's overall time, they subtract all the bonuses that they gathered on the other two events, and then obviously the team with the lowest cumulative time will be crowned Wexford's fittest school. So it looks like Sculwara Coolcots are almost ready to go here. And they're off. Sculwara Coolcots. And the four safely over the first beam. And all safely over the second beam. Next thing now is the sandbags. Matthew Cody sprinting off into the lead. He'll be able to drop his sandbags and sprint down to the wall to help prop his teammates up over it. And they're all four negotiated the sandbags well. Good work here by the Coolcot side. Damien O'Donovan, Emer Horn, Michelle Whelan are over, followed by Matthew Cody, and they're all out over. The next thing now is the log. They have to carry this log up and turn it around and bring it back to where they started. And that's it on the log for Coolcots. They have to sprint up the far end and turn around for the tyres now. St. Aidan's Primary School will be the next to take on the Hang Tough. The next to take on the box jumps will be Rathangan National School. They're going through a warm-up. But the tyres are the next challenge now for the Coolcot side. So good job so far on the tyres. This one of them going a little bit faster than the other, but it's all about getting this turn right at the end. This is really tricky, this 180-degree turn. St. Aidan's look like they're almost ready to go to the Hang Tough, but we'll go to them in a moment or two after we watch a little bit more of the tyres here from Sculwara Coolcots. So as Coolcots are almost finished with their tyres, we'll go over now and we'll watch St. Aidan's Primary School, who've just began their Hang Tough. Mairead Furlong, Amy Stafford, Michael Doyle and Christopher Doyle. Cool Cots are they're all safely through the net as we're focused on St. Ayden's Primary School here, who are doing an excellent job so far on the hang tough. Cool Cots are all through the tunnel. The next thing they'll take on is the monkey bars. We might go over to see that in a moment as Amy Stafford drops there for St. Aidan's Primary School on the hang tough. Chrissy Doyle, Michael Doyle and Mairead Furlong are still going strong. 2 Cool Cots are through on the monkey bars. We've had no penalties so far on the monkey bars from any team today, so it's really important that teams get through here without having to drop. Oh, there's a little mistake there, but Michael Doyle has dropped now on the hang tough, and so is Mairead Furlong. Christopher Doyle is still going now for St. Aidan's Primary School. He looks to be in a little bit of discomfort as we're watching Sculwera Cool Cots trying to negotiate the monkey bars. Christopher Doyle has dropped and St. Aidan's have completed their hang tough. This is very important now if the last member of the Cool Cots team can get to the last pole, and that's an excellent effort there. There's no penalty involved there now for Cool Cots, so that's really crucial that she managed to get to the final bar. As we're just seeing the St. Aidan's team there, they've just finished their hang tough and they're having a little bit of an analysis of it now, but an excellent effort so far on the first two events for St. Aidan's. They'll take on the assault course next. All of the Cool Cots team are inside in the inflatable now, so we'll go over to them and watch their sprint to the finish line when they emerge. They already have one out, I should say. They have 3 out now, and the last person we're waiting on now is Damien O'Donovan. An excellent effort overall by the Sculwera Cool Cots team. They put in a fantastic performance both today and in the qualifying event. They're absolutely shattered over there. Rathangan National School are almost ready to start their box jumps. They're just getting their instructions. They'll all be familiar, of course, with the events and with the challenges from the previous day. And they're off here on the box jumps. Rathangan National School, Lisa Barry, Jess Codd, David Fogarty and Tara Richardson. We have a great young support here from Rathangan with their flags and their colours, and they're cheering on their side as good effort so far by the 4 members of the team. Great support here for the Rathangan side. Jess Codd and David Fogarty in the middle. Lisa Barry and Tara Richardson at either side. So I've just been told, reliably informed, that it's very, very close between the first 2 teams. So Bunskull Loreto and St. John of God the Fight are very, very close. As we're watching Rathangan, last 10 seconds of their box jumps. And that's it for the Rathangan National School side. They're definitely a well-supported team here today. If the noise levels made by the supporters or anything to go by, they'll be a real challenge to win this title today, as St. Aidan's Primary School are almost ready to start their assault course. They're getting their instructions from Davy, and everything is regimented here today. Each team has the exact same length of time between each event. So we have a nearly still out of breath Sculwera Coolcots team joining us now. Damien, Damien, did you enjoy that now overall?
Overall, it was very enjoyable. Like, it's tough. Found the box jumps were really hard today, weren't they?
Very hard. Box jumps were extremely tough today. Actually, the whole course was
it's tough. Like,
tough today now.
The heat as well. Like, but not thoroughly enjoyed it. Like. Great.
And we're just watching St. Aidan's on the screen at the moment. Did you have any particular strategy about how you take on the assault course? Do you go hell for leather, or do you try and pace yourselves?
I think we went fairly hell for leather, to be honest. Yeah, like, because we knew, like, one area that we knew we had to improve from the last day was the speed between the obstacles. Like, so no, it was just
tearing ahead though. I suppose.
No, because it's no point.
You have to wait
exactly
for your teammates.
Yeah, so no, I think we really did perform fairly well as a team. Like, I don't think we could have done any better on the obstacle course. So, like,
and just as you mentioned there's various different stages on the course where all of the 4 members have to be together. So as you said, there's no use in someone just tearing off.
You still have to wait for them anyway.
Yeah.
It's a time to catch your breath as well.
The net is an awful lot easier when the 4 of you are together rather than one person trying to tear through on his own, for example. Like, and same with the tyres. Like, sure, it's impossible for one person to do it on their own there.
Yeah.
So I felt a bit better on the tyres today now.
Yeah, definitely.
Had a bit of a strategy going, you know.
Blood, sweat, and no tears yet. Anyway, I hope. Well, folks, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks to the lads, Ray, and all the lads.
Really well organised and supported.
So we hope you enjoyed it. I don't know where you stand on the leaderboard. It's all being kept a big secret, but well done anyway. Thanks very much. So you're watching St. Aidan's Primary School Enniscorthy there at the log. They're at the log now, all 4 members. Chrissy Doyle is really trying to drag his team along. St. Aidan's have gone with a different strategy to other teams. We'll see if it works for them. They've done a good job so far. And that's a little bit of a difficulty on the log. It was dropped before. A little bit too much eagerness to get rid of the log there, but they'll be able to pick up them 2 or 3 seconds that they might have lost in the next 2 challenges. So the next thing for them is the tyre push. The team from Rathangan are just preparing to take on the hang tough. They're getting their instructions and getting their bearings. They'll be starting now in a moment or two. And just while we're watching St. Aidan's Primary School take on their tyres, we're joined by Bunskull Loreto. Folks, did you enjoy the experience, first of all, anyway? Talk right up here so we can hear you.
Yeah, it was. It was much tougher today now with the heat, but the supporters, I think, helped a good bit. So yeah, struggling now.
And we're watching, well, we will be in a moment, we'll be watching it hanging on the hang tough here. Did you have any particular strategy, Kevin, with the hang tough, or just everyone hang for as long as they could?
I'm not sure. I think Brendan held on a good bit longer today. We brought chalk with us today as well, and we tried our best. It was a little bit harder because with the less break from the box jumps, but yeah, I think we did fairly well.
And was there anywhere overall on the course that you felt you might have done particularly well, or that you were a little bit disappointed in even?
think we're a bit quicker on the tyre this time round. There is a bit of a trick to it. It's an awful frustrating thing. There's no great grip in it, and the turn is very frustrating and slow, and you want to go faster, but you just possibly can't make it go much quicker.
And we're seeing some teams there where there's one person pushing it and the other person steering it with their shoulder.
Yeah, we said that we'd let the lads push it and get the power into it, and then the two of us said we'd use our shoulders to try and steer it and just gently nudge it to guide it around the different cones and stuff.
So finally then, we haven't been given any indication as to where you are in the standings. You probably haven't either, but are you happy enough overall? Do you think you'll be in there with a shout at the end?
Hope so.
Hope so. We're fairly hopeful. We think we did fairly well, so we'll see what happens.
We certainly will see what happens, but the Bunskull Loreto team, well done, and thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.
So we're watching St. Ayden's now navigating the tunnel at the far side. And we have Rathangan below us on the hang tough. The four members from Rathangan are really doing this very well. I think they had the strategy the last day that as soon as they got over the 9 minutes, they all just decided to drop. It'll be interesting to see now today whether they go for the 12 minutes or not, as we're watching St. Aidan's on the monkey bars, and one down, 3 to go for Rathangan on the hang tough. 2 across the monkey bars for St. Aidan's with no penalties, and it looks like the other 2 are going to join. Oh, there's a little mistake there, but all good to go. So no penalties there on the hang tough or on the monkey bars for St. Aidan's. 2 left hanging tough here for Rathangan. Jess Codd, and I think Tara Richardson is the other. St. Aidan's are entering the inflatable at the far side. 1 left hanging for Rathangan now is Jess Codd. Jess has to re-grip there. He almost went, but did well to save it. A good effort by Jess. 2 of the St. Aidan's team are out at the far side. They need to get 2 more now for a sprint finish as Jess Codd drops for Rathangan. Bridgetown College are just preparing to start their box jumps. And we have Chrissy Doyle and Amy Stafford over the line for St. Aidan's Primary School, and that's job done for them. We have Rathangan, their job is done on the hang tough, and just about to start their challenges here today are Bridgetown College. So we'll go over to them and watch them completing their box jumps. They have 90 seconds to do as many as they can. Halfway there, the 4 members of the Bridgetown College team are Lauren Cousins, Michelle Boland, Kevin Breen and Dara Furlong. Ten seconds to go, they're told by the referee. And that's it for Bridgetown College. An excellent opening there. Effort for them. The next thing to take place here in the stadium will be Rathangan, who will be taking on their assault course. We'll try and get a word shortly with the team from St. John of God in the fight. In fact, they're almost ready to join us now. Shauna and Deirdre, first of all, did you enjoy your experience on the course?
Enjoy would be one word for it, I suppose. But yeah, I know, look, it was good, it was tough, but we gave it our best shot and did the best we could.
And you obviously put in a fantastic time in the qualifying event to get to here, so do you think you matched that or even better to today, or have you any indication as to how that went?
No. The aim was to obviously try and beat our score from the last time, but we just gave it our all, so hopefully coming to the end that we'll hopefully top the group.
And Con, was there any areas in particular that you maybe made little mistakes that might be our second or two? We didn't really notice any up here, but maybe when you're down there it's a different story.
The box jumps were quite difficult because we didn't have as much bounce as we did the last day in the concrete, so they were a little bit difficult, alright.
So you reckon you might have done slightly less box jumps maybe than the
we did do slightly less.
We didn't get to 200 anyway, we should say, so
yeah.
I'd say, we were happy with what we did, we couldn't do any better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you're watching the other teams here since you finished. Do you think there's any particularly strong contenders?
They all look very They're all strong. Yeah. It's very open competition.
Yeah.
Anyone could win it now.
Say the real winners are coming up here now, I'd say Retangan could do a job.
You think Retangan are the dark horses maybe in the event, but we'll see how they get on. They're almost ready to start, but St. John have gotten the fight. Thanks very much for joining us, and we'll see shortly whether you'll be the victorious or not, but a great effort anyway. So we have Retangan almost ready to start. And they're off. Retangan are away in their final event as Bridgetown are just preparing their hang tough bars below us here, sanitising them and all the rest as Retangan take on the first balance beam. Lisa Barry, Tara Richardson, Jess Codd and David Fogarty. And they're all safely over the balance beam. The sandbags are next. David Fogarty is powering through this event at the moment. He'll be the first one ready to help his teammates over the wall. And they're all forward on with the sandbags now, and the wall is next. And just as we're watching the Retangan team negotiate the course, we're joined by the St. Ayden's team, Amy, Mairead, Michael and Christopher. First of all, ladies, how did you find the whole course today, or was it any different than the last day?
It was definitely a lot tougher. Seemed to be a lot more running today, and it's definitely a lot hotter out there, and you've done a day's work before you came down here as well, which definitely doesn't help. Or a half day. Or a half day in our case. Big thanks to the principal for that as he watches.
So you were here the Saturday the last day, was it? So you had the morning off, I suppose, from work and things like that.
We were lucky we got Saturday in the fine weather the last day, and it's even better weather there this evening. But heavy going as well, you're going to have drank plenty of water in the build-up.
And just as we're watching Bridgetown about to start their hang tough there, the four of you seem to do pretty decent times on the hang tough.
Yeah, we didn't actually time it, so we're not sure, and they're not letting us know what we got, so we're in limbo at the moment. I'd say we were very close to the 9 minutes, but the last day we got 6 minutes 1, so I'd say we definitely smashed that time, which is good going.
And the aim obviously was to try and get into that 9-minute category for an extra bonus.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Any time off the obstacle course is a big help.
So they didn't give you any indication. Obviously that's the same with all the other teams. We're trying to keep it a bit of suspense here in Wexford Park.
No team knows where to stand, so it's exciting.
And would you think, just maybe judging on things, that you did it overall a little bit faster, a little bit slower, or around the same as the last day?
We definitely did a bit faster, a few little hiccups, but no, in general I think we improved on all of the different events, so yeah, happy with our performance.
Good stuff. So we didn't get a word from you at all, Chrissy. You're not saying very much there. How did you find the whole thing?
Last year was very tough going. The obstacle course is very tough, and it's just constant going from the step ups to the hang tough to just even the log, and just the tyre is just a tough one to manoeuvre, but you're working all through it as well. So tough course, but sure, we gave our best, and look, we're happy with that.
Well, we'll see shortly where that brings you, but thanks very much for joining us, folks, and well done on the efforts that you've made in the last 2 days here in Wexford Park.
Thanks, Peter. Bye-bye.
So we're just watching Bridgetown at the moment. They have 2 members still hanging tough. Rathangan are negotiating the tyres. We'll go back to them in a few moments when they're on the monkey bars, but for now we're focusing on Bridgetown, who are on the hang tough, and we've 1 left going here for Bridgetown. Lauren Cousins, Michelle Boland, Kevin Breen and Dara Furlong are the team. We have the team from the Mercy National School just preparing to start their box jumps, but for now we still have Lauren Cousins hanging tough here for Bridgetown College. This is an excellent effort by Lauren. Her face and her hands are gone, so that's it for Bridgetown College on the hang tough. As we go over to Rathangan, who are just going through the tunnel, we'll see them taking on the monkey bars next. So 4 are through the tunnel now, and we'll see if they pick up any penalties. We can't afford any penalties on the monkey bars. The Mercy National School have just started their box jumps. We'll go down to them once these monkey bars are complete for Rathangan. And Jess Codd is through that, no bother at all, followed by Lisa Barry. David Fogarty and Tara Richardson soon to follow as well. So a really quick effort there. Maybe the teachers from St. John of God in the Fight were right when they said Rathangan could be the dark horses. So they're on the final home straight, and we'll go down now and watch the Mercy National School, who just started their box jumps. They're maybe 20 or 30 seconds in. Karen Shannon, Miriam Hill, Neil O'Grady and Jason Keogh. As the Rathangan team are all through the inflatable, well, 3 of them are, 4 of them are now, and they've sprinted the line for Rathangan, and they're out on their feet at the far side there. They have the supporters over there with the flags, and that's job done for Rathangan. They seem to be quite pleased with their efforts over there. Maybe they've topped the leaderboard, maybe they have not, but we won't know that till all teams are finished. But they certainly did look very, very fast. We have the Mercy National School here now, who've just completed their box jumps. They have fabulous support here. They've certainly used up their quota of tickets for supporters. Karen Shannon, Miriam Hill, Neil O'Grady and Jason Keogh, an excellent effort all around there. Bridgetown are almost ready to start their assault course. There's only 1 team left to begin their events here in Chadwick's Wexford Park, and that's St. Joseph's National School in Bree. Victoria Swan, Colin Moore, Paula Dempsey and Dennis Aspel, who will be on that team. They'll be starting maybe in 5 or 10 minutes here in Chadwick's Wexford Park. So we have 7 of the 8 teams have already completed at least 1 event here. The teams who have finished all of their events so far are Bunskull Loretto, St. John of God the Fight, Skulwara Coolcots, St. Aidan's Primary School and Rathangan. And we're about to watch Bridgetown College taking on the assault course, which will be their final event. So you're watching on screen Bridgetown College talking tactics there. The 4 members of that team, Lauren Cousins, Michelle Boland, Kevin Breen and Dara Furlong. We saw Lauren hanging tough the longest there for Bridgetown. She put in a fantastic effort, as too did the other 3 of course on the team, but Lauren particularly excelled at the hang tough. It's all about working together as a team now for the final assault course. As we said, there's no point in anyone tearing off way ahead of the rest of the team. It's all about getting the 4th person over the line. If you're just joining us, the next team to take on the hang tough will be Mercy National School. Bree will be the next team to take on the box jumps. And Bridgetown are the team on your screen at the moment. They'll be next to take on their 3rd and final challenge, which is the assault course. And that's it for Bridgetown. They're off. And safely negotiated the balance beams. The next thing now is the sandbags. All 4 members evenly matched, it seems, on the sandbags. The next thing then is the wall. The Mercy National School are almost ready to start there. Hang tough. As we're watching Bridgetown negotiate the wall. Good work, all over safely. Next thing now is the log. They have to bring it about 60 metres up and 60 metres back. All 4 have to be touching the log, the same as you see on TV in Ireland's Fittest Family. And as Bridgetown are carrying the log, we'll go over and we'll watch the Mercy National School, who've just began their hang tough. We see a variety of different strategies here for the Mercy. One man on the right hand side, I think it's Jason Keogh, has his hands very close together, whilst Neil O'Grady has his hands very far apart. Unless I've mixed them up, of course, and in that case they'd be the other way around. But the 2 ladies also have different strategies. But all 4 are still going strong here. Bridgetown are still going strong too on the assault course. They're just about to start on their tyres. Good work on the near tyre here from Bridgetown. The far tyre have to catch up a little bit. 1 is dropped now for 2 down for the Mercy. 3 down. This is an excellent effort here on the hang tough, Neil O'Grady. Bridgetown have finished on the tyres and are gone through the net, but we'll stay on Neil O'Grady for now. This is a remarkable effort here on the hang tough. He seems to be getting a little bit of a discomfort maybe in his face there, but the hands are still on that bar, and that's it for Neil O'Grady. An excellent effort and a little smile at the end as Bridgetown are working together well to get themselves through this net. One member holding it up for the others. And they're all out the right side of it now. The next thing for them is the tunnel. So as Bridgetown are negotiating the tunnel, St. Joseph's National School in Bree are about to negotiate their box jumps. They're getting final instructions here. Victoria Swan, Colin Moore, Paula Dempsey and Dennis Haspel. As we're watching Bridgetown on the monkey bars, we'll move down to the box jumps once these monkey bars are done. It's all about getting through these monkey bars without having to drop to the ground more than twice. There's a big penalty then. 3 safety through for Bridgetown. One lady has to go back again. We'll go down to St. Joseph's Primary National School in Bree, who are on their box jumps. And an excellent effort there for Bridgetown. No penalties on the monkey bars, so Michelle Boland got it on the second attempt. A good work there by Michelle as we're watching Bree at the moment. Victoria Swan, Colin Moore, Paula Dempsey and Dennis Aspel taking on their box jumps. Last 30 seconds they're being told there by the referee. Ten seconds left. The legs are beginning to feel like jelly now, but they're still going strong. And that's it for Bree. Good effort overall. They're all very evenly matched as we're watching the Bridgetown team cross the line, and that's it for Bridgetown College. Again, they're all out on their feet over there, getting their breath back. An excellent effort overall by Bridgetown. We've really seen some very even efforts here. It's very hard to pick out any team that's really lagged behind or any team that's really shoot it off way ahead of the others. It looks like we have some very even results so far for the 6 teams who have finished here. There are only 2 teams left to complete the whole thing, and they are Mercy National School and Bree. So they're the only 2 teams that have yet to complete all of their events here.
we're a captain here. Captain!
So we're joined now by the Bridgetown College team who've just finished and have managed to get their breath back. How did you find it overall?
No, it's good. We lost one of our teammates coming in there, but we got it right so here. We got no penalties again anyway, so we're happy enough.
And we're just watching now at the moment. We're watching the Mercy taking on the balance beams overall. How did you find the obstacle course? Things seem to go smoothly enough.
Yeah, no, the balance beams are handy enough, but when you get to the sandbags there, you definitely feel it in your legs. So you get a bit of a breakdown, but when you get to the tyre, you know all about it. Well, it's tough. It was tough.
And just as a way of comparison between using the box jumps on the grass as compared to the concrete, do you think they did better on the grass or better on the concrete here the last day?
You thought they were easier the last day, did you?
Yeah, because I think the grass gave them like a little extra couple of inches. No, like they're higher, so.
I think we got in around the same score on them though, so we're happy enough.
So in around the same score.
I think so.
I think it's very difficult for a team to get over the 200 on the box jumps anyway. So anywhere in the 22nd category, you're happy enough, I suppose. I doubt you were given any indication as to where you came overall, but overall, happy enough with how you got on.
So, yeah.
And do you think?
Again, I think we struggled on like last time, but I think we done okay and everything else to make up for that.
Well, we'll see shortly where you finish on the leaderboard. But thanks very much anyway, folks. So we're watching the Mercy National School at the moment taking on the Log. Bree National School are almost ready to take on the Hang Tough. Great support here for the Mercy team. They're all working together and they're all sticking together like any good team would. We heard from the Bridgetown team that the tyres are all important. Bree have just started their Hang Tough. We'll go down to them in a few moments, but we'll just watch the first little bit of the tyres here for the Mercy National School. So there seems to be no bother with the tyres for the Mercy as we'll go down now and we'll watch Bree doing their Hang Tough. Victoria Swan, Colin Moore, Paula Dempsey, and at the end there Dennis Haspel all still going strong. Four still going strong here from Bree, a good performance. The Mercy are through the net just about, and they'll take on the tunnel next as we're still looking at Bree, the final team to take part in this year's final. Victoria Swan drops there, but there's still three going. An excellent effort by Victoria. And Colin Moore's gone as well, but we still have two going for Bree. We'll watch the monkey bars now for the Mercy, who have done very well so far. Can they get through this without any penalties or without having to go back on themselves? Good work. One through. She nearly went the wrong direction, but All's well that ends well. Dennis Haspel has just dropped for Bree, and that's it for Bree on the hang tough. So we're just going to stick with the Mercy for now as they make their final run for glory here in Chadwick's Wexford Park in Wexford's Fittest School Competition Year 1. Neil O'Grady takes over in the lead for the Mercy. And a flamboyant jump into the inflatable there like a child at a birthday party. So, one member out. Karen Shannon, I think it is, over there. Followed by Miriam Hill, Jason Keogh, and Neil O'Grady was the first man in and the last man out for the Mercy National School. And an excellent effort overall for them. So that's 7 out of 8 teams who have completed their events here in Chadwick's Wexford Park. The only team left that can still have an impact on the leaderboard now are Bree. They have to take on their assault course, and they'll be doing that in a couple of minutes. So all eyes will be on them. The judges will be busy totting up the times and the scores and all the rest of it. And we'll be able to announce the winner of Wexford's Fittest School competition in probably 10 or 15 minutes once Bree are finished their assault course. The assault courses are taking anywhere between 7 and 8 minutes to complete, and it's probably going to be 3 or 4 minutes before we see them start. So those 3 or 4 minutes, plus the 7 or 8 minutes it'll take to complete, plus maybe another 4 or 5 minutes it'll take to get the results. We didn't think to ask to any of the officials what the story was if this is going to be a draw, but we know it's very unlikely, but it would certainly add to the drama of things here in Chadwick's Wexford Park. It looks like Bree are making their way down to the start now of the assault course, and they'll be the last team, as we said, taking part in this Wexford's Fittest School competition final. Hopefully the first of many. Thanks very much to anyone who's joined us. We hope you enjoyed the coverage. It's still all to play for here. A good quick start by Bree, and if they can follow on from there, they have a real chance of winning this, the same as all of the other teams. It's been a very even contest so far. So we're almost ready to go now. Davey has given the last pep talk to Bree. Can they do it? We don't know who's in the lead and we don't know what time they have to beat, but they're off here in Chadwick's Wexford Park. Paula Dempsey out in front, followed by Victoria Swan, Colin Moore and Dennis Haspel. No problems with the balance beam. The sandbags now are the next thing. Great work here by the Bree team. They're all going to end up dropping the bags at a very similar time. They have to get back to the wall now, and one person will help prop up the others. Good work by Bree, an excellent effort there. Dennis Haspel is the last to cross the wall. They'll take on the log next. All eyes are on the Bree team here. The legs will be beginning to burn now with all this up and down the field. They have to carry this for 60 metres up and 60 metres back. They're getting great encouragement from the crowd here. And that's it for the log for Bree. Now they have to get to the far end of the field again, their best. The tyres are next. One to push and one to steer. That's the plan for the tyres here. Can Bree get into that rhythm? That's all important to get these tyres rolling and to keep them rolling. They have to be slalomed in between the cones and a 180-degree turn at the end. Plenty of support here for Bree, and they've managed to get the 280-degree turns done in no time at all. This is good work here by the Bree team on both sides. Davy there encouraging. And that's it now. Across the line for the Bree sides. Now they have to sprint down to the net. Legs are getting a little bit jelly-like now at the moment. There's a bit of congestion in the net there. Dennis Haspel opts to stand up and hold it cleverly for the others to pass underneath. And that's the Bree team safely through the net. If you're only joining us, this is the very last team to complete the course here. We'll have the results in a matter of moments. Can the Bree team here sprint to victory? Or have the victors already finished their events? We'll see very shortly. That's 4 members of the Bree team through the tunnel now, and they have to get to the monkey bars, and they're really going to have to get through this without any penalties. All of the other teams have got through this with no penalties, so a penalty here could be very difficult. And just as we're watching the Bree team negotiate the monkey bars, we're joined by the team from the Mercy National School. And first of all, how did you find the experience today as compared to the last day?
I think we found
round today tougher, to be honest, but I did anyway. I think we definitely felt the pressure today of the final, and we, the course was just relentless today with the heat. But we felt we did a good job on the box jumps. We thought we did well there, and we did better in the hang tough thanks to Neil. And if somebody wants to go and talk with you.
Yeah, we're going to have to bring you in there, Neil, to talk about the hang tough anyway. You might have got, I don't know what the overall time you got was, but it was very good anyway.
Yeah, we were doing a bit of maths beforehand, and we were trying to work out how long, if someone falls, how the other person have to hang on for. And I think we might have got it about right, so it's all about setting an example for the young ones, and hopefully now, next time round, this place will be full of adults and there'll be kids out doing it on the pitch, you know. But while we're here now, we're enjoying ourselves, and it was a really great thing to be organised by the Wexford GAA, and I just want to thank everyone involved.
Yeah, no, as you mentioned there, it would be really great to have a full Wexford Park here and have loads of children and loads of adults cheering on the teams, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I suppose you're dead right there, because the year that we're after having, I suppose, like for everyone, has been really tough, especially kids. Kids don't like to be locked up all the time and want to get out and have a bit of fun in the fresh air. And like you can see the facilities that the GAA have all around their county, never mind just here. And it's a credit to everyone who's organised, from Davy Fitz right down, yourselves and the camera crews and everything putting in the effort. Is hopefully going to, advertise it to the kids to get out and be more active, and fair play to all the schools and stuff like that. And brilliant.
Well, that's certainly what it's all about. We'll be announcing the results now shortly, so you'll find out then. All will be revealed, but well done on a good performance, and thanks for joining us. So you've just seen the Bree side finish here, and that completes the 8 teams. Have all finished here on in the final of Wexford's Fittest School. We'll have the results very shortly. There's photographs being taken. There's going to be consultations here between the judges and the timekeepers and all the rest of it to make sure that we have everything exactly right. The winners will be announced, and the winning team, of course, will win that €5,000 prize worth of O'Neill's gear. There'll also be a draw amongst the other teams for a €500 Eason's voucher. Our other sponsors of this event, MJ Rec, EMS Copiers, Printing Solutions, O'Neill's, of course, Fresh Today, who provided all of the participants here with food and refreshments throughout the semi-final and the final. So, event like this needs support from sponsors, and it's been very welcome so far. As we're looking now at Davy and Ray Harris, and can't quite pick out who the other person is over there, but they're certainly discussing the results and deciding upon the winners. We'll have the winners announced very shortly here. Nervous moments for the teams who think they're right up there at the top of the leaderboard. Some teams might be a little bit more resigned to not winning maybe than others, but it's certainly a very tight effort overall here. I think we won't have very much separating many of the teams. So we're joined now by the final team to complete the course, St Joseph's National School in Bree. And we'll go to Dennis Haspel first. Dennis, you all seem to be absolutely shattered after that. You put in a fantastic effort.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Well, so look, we emptied the tank and that's all you can do, really. Everyone gave it the last bit, so if we're in contention, we're in contention. If not, we can't do any more.
And Paula, when you compare your previous performance here the last day to today, do you think you did better or worse or the same, or what do you think?
I don't know, I think it felt tougher because we had ourselves under so much pressure of what we had to beat from the last time, so I don't know, it was tough. It wasn't easier.
Victoria, what did you find the toughest or the easiest, or how did you find it overall?
Overall, it was definitely tougher than the heats, I think, because you knew what was coming and what to expect, kind of. We still don't know whether we did better or worse, but it definitely took a lot more out of us.
Good evening, everybody.
At the end of the day as well.
Well, we're certainly about to find out, and Colm is the fourth member of the team, but we'll go down to Micheál Martin now, who's going to give us the results.
Can I just thank everyone, first of all, both Lara and Peter up on camera and commentating, who I think we had over 600 or 700 people watching this evening. And over the course of the first weekend, we had thousands of people who watched. I think 20,000 people have actually viewed the first preliminary heats. So thanks to Lara and to Peter. Give them a big round of applause. They've done fantastic. Thanks to Tony Cleary here, who has helped set up the Twitter and kept things running as well. And to PJ and our photographers, Ger and Noel, and all those who have been involved in promotion. Thanks also to, listen, there's a huge amount of organisation and setting up on an event like this. Both weekends we had our fantastic coaching staff, led by Ray Harris. All our GPOs or GDAs have put in a massive effort. So thanks to Ray and the team, and to Ayden and Anna and Marion, to Andrew and Joe, everyone here in the office who supported the administration. So thanks to all the guys as well. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Eason's, Jim Byrne is here, Damien's father, Jim is here, EMS Copiers, MJ Rec, Carpets and Fresh Day. All four are heavily involved in schools in Wexford, so thanks to them, and thanks to O'Neill's, who provided the gear that you saw the competitors in and the winning prize of €5,000. Last but not least, thanks to Davey and his team. Again, the lads were here this morning at 11 o'clock setting up the course, and from the preliminary heats, in conjunction with our coaching staff, Davey, Pat, John, Gazzy, Bomber, don't know if I've left anyone out, Stephen, Davey. They've been here putting in a massive effort. You see them disassembling the course now, and have given all the vocal encouragement. So big thank you to the lads and a good voice for our coaching staff, Davey. Without further ado, we'll bring you to the top 8 teams, and the standard. We're going to ask each team to come with a cone set out, if you wouldn't mind each team coming down and assign yourselves a cone, please. And you can give them a big recognition of their effort. There's a bottle of Prosecco for each team. Supplies will be fresh today. Davey's going to present, and then we have one. We have one winning team. The winner takes it all, and we'll announce that in a second. So, in 8th place out of 50 participating teams are Sculmera Coolcots.
So Sculmera Coolcots are in 8th place overall, from over 50 teams participating.
In 7th place is Bridgetown Vocational College.
Bridgetown in 7th place.
In 6th place is St. Ayden's Primary School in Escorn.
St. Ayden's in 6th place.
In 5th place is Bunskull Bunskull Loreto Gorey.
So Bunskull Loreto Gorey are in 5th place.
In 4th place is Rathangan National School.
Rathangan National School are in 4th place. So that means the top 3 are about to be announced.
And the top 3, and the times this evening, I think David would agree, were incredible. Right from the start, I think the winning time from the preliminary heat was beaten straight away on the first time this evening by Bunskull Loreto Gorey, and the times got faster from there. So in 3rd place is Bree National School.
Bree National School in 3rd place overall. The team of Dennis Haspel, Colin Moore, Paula Dempsey and Victoria Swan in 3rd place overall.
In 2nd place is the Fight.
St John of God in the Fight are in 2nd place. Shauna Murphy, Lorcan French, Conor Donegan and Deirdre Murphy. And that means your winners are...
With an incredible time of 4 minutes 51. The winning team are the Mercy, John's Road.
So it's the Mercy National School. Karen Shannon, Miriam Hill, Neil O'Grady and Jason Keogh. We spoke to them only a few moments ago, and they're the winners of the inaugural Wexford's Fittest School competition. A fantastic performance by the 4 members of that team. And they are, of course, the winners of the €5,000 O'Neill's prizes. €5,000 worth of O'Neill's gear. Will be heading to the Mercy National School. Karen Shannon, Miriam Hill, Neil O'Grady and Jason Keogh.
Captain of the Mercy team, Karen Shannon.
That's great, guys, just thanks very much for organising what has been for us a really, really enjoyable whole kind of journey for the past few weeks. And from the first round to the final, everyone involved in the organisation has been just second to none. We're very proud of our team, we're very proud of our school, and we just want to say well done to all the other teams because we know how hard it was out there. And yeah, we're going to enjoy this. The whole school is going to enjoy it. It's great. Thanks a million. Thanks a million.
So that was Karen Shannon, the captain of the Mercy National School team.
Thank you to everyone, thank you to all the teams who have participated, thank you to everyone who came this evening. We look forward to hopefully maybe holding this event again next year. It's not a while, stay home.
So you've heard there from County Chairman Micheál Martin, and it's the Mercy National School who are winners of the first ever Wexford's Fittest School competition. Hopefully it'll be the first of many. A very interesting and a very entertaining competition overall. The Mercy National School put in a fantastic time in the semi-final. It was bettered in the semi-finals by the team who came second today, St John of God in the Fight, but placings were reversed today with the Mercy managing to put in that fantastic time. I can't remember exactly what the time Micheál said. It was 4 minutes and something, which was really remarkable when we think of most teams were doing it between 7 and 9 minutes somewhere. So we hope you enjoyed the coverage overall. We'll stay on pictures here of the winning team for the last few moments. So that's all from us here in Chadwick's Wexford Park for the first ever Wexford's Fittest School competition. We'd like to thank you all for joining us. We hope you've been entertained. We hope it'll encourage people around the county to get out and stay fit and get fit. Thanks very much to all the sponsors, Fresh Today, Eason's, EMS, MJ Rec and O'Neill's, of course, who sponsored the gear and who sponsored the final prize for the Mercy National School, who were victorious here. And the camera's focused on them and in the middle of the field there, and we'll leave it there. So, but thanks very much for joining us and take care.